Hello to you all today. I hope you are doing well. If you are not doing well, then this is the video for you because we are going to do self-healing together. You do not have to be Reiki attuned for this. Intention is the key. So even if you can't feel the chi, the energy flowing, you can just place your hands where I do or where you can reach, and the healing will come to you. Faith and trust is the key to self-healing. And let's begin. So get yourself nice and comfortable. I tend to sit in lotus position virtually all of the time. I'm a floor person. I sit on the floor and I like to sit like a yogi. But that is not essential. If you're lying in bed, you can just place your hands on your thighs and think of the area you want to heal, or you can move your hands around. But I'm going to say to you now, don't worry about reaching behind you and straining yourself. If you need to work on your back, you just place your hands on the front and direct it to the back. Now, energy is classed as an intelligent life form. I do that with speech marks. So even if we don't know where the healing needs to go, we trust that the Reiki or the chi, the energy, knows and can seek out those imbalances within you. Okay, so let's begin. And we begin by grounding and protecting like I do in the videos, calling our guides and angels in, and protection. So I'm going to talk you through that now. You just place your hands on your knees. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And imagine roots growing out of your knees and down into the ground below you. They grow downwards and downwards and downwards through the building and the foundations, deeper and deeper, pushing through the soil and the rocks into the crystal and mineral pools beneath you, where they root in. Whatever coloured crystals you are seeing is what you will need. And then gradually that energy is going to work its way up into you. And you should start feeling a little bit calmer, a little bit more stable within your body, mind and spirit. Now take those couple of breaths in again. And we're going to imagine a beautiful golden beam of light emerging from the heavens and encasing us within those layers of love and light. If you want to draw it around you, that is fine. Feel that protective energy, or know that that protective energy has now been set with confidence and trust. Okay. And then we're going to call in our team of guides, of angels, of ancestors, whoever you want to work with. Mine have just arrived. I felt them come in. Some of you may feel a subtle shifting of energy, but it is not essential. They will be here now that you have called them in. And I want you now to set your intentions. What is it that you need help with? Is it something physical within you? Is it something emotional within you? Is it something mentally within you? Now, some people may argue emotional and mental is a bit of a fine line, isn't it? But let's set those intentions now. So for me, I am going to be asking for healing for my jaw, because we have got a storm here at the moment, and because of my old jaw injury, it feels like my head is being crushed in a medieval device. I've had a lot of pain the last 2 days around here. So this is what inspired me to do a self-healing video with you. Now you will find one of these right at the beginning almost of my videos from 6 years ago. And I thought it was time we did it again. Now, a little exercise that I do with all of my Reiki students. I want you to take a couple of breaths in. And I want you to lift your hands to about here. And I want you to see if you can feel a kind of magnetism. You can move them in and out gently. Magnetism, a heat or a cold energy, a pressure. Now some of you will be able to feel this, and this is chi, this is energy. But don't worry if you can't feel this, just trust and imagine that you can feel it. This is how I had to work for 8 years. I could not feel energy. I felt it before I was attuned to Reiki, and then it disappeared with the attunement. I was attuning people, they could feel the energy. I was healing people, they could feel the energy, and now I could not. But it was still working. My guides were showing me that this is done with trust and intent. My Tai Chi teacher said to me, if you can't feel energy, imagine that you can feel energy, and in a couple of weeks you will feel energy. And he was correct. That is how it worked with me once I started imagining it. He also said, where the mind goes, chi flows, indicating that where we direct that energy, it will go to it. And now we are going to start with the feet, and we're going to go up the body. So, if you can get hold of your feet, you will want to put your hands around them like that. If you cannot reach your feet, just place them on your knees, thinking about your feet. And send healing into yourself. Now, if you are like me, you will not feel the energy if you're touching something. So I actually move my hands a little bit away, and now I'm feeling that energy. And we're just going to work on our feet for a little bit. Feet get forgotten, don't they? And they carry us an awfully long way. Why don't you thank them for their work? This is something the Chinese do. They thank certain parts of their body. So we thank you, feet. We thank you for carrying us all through our life. We understand that you need healing too. Perhaps think about the bones within the foot. Send replenishing energy and strength into those bones. You're also going to think about the muscles holding all of those bones in place. The meridians, you might wish to grab the back of your ankles or direct it into your ankles, because we're now going to think of the joints. You can also open the holes in the bottom of your feet right there. You can unplug them so that there are no blockages and so that there is a free flow of energy between you and Mother Earth. We thank you for carrying us these great distances. We give you energy and ask that you may continue to work properly. So how do you know when you've done enough? You might just think, okay, that's enough now, and you move up to your shins and calves. You might be someone who can feel the energy subsiding in your hands, as I am. I do a mixture of both of these, I might add. So now I'm going to move up to my shins and my calves to place my hands on them, if that is how you wish to work, or as I wish to work, above them, probably about 6 inches. And we send healing to our legs, to our bones, to our flesh, to our muscles and sinew. We ask that the meridians be cleared and you can brush energy down your shins and calves, from your knees downwards and out of those holes in your feet. Now I need to say to you, if you take energy out of yourself, you need to fill it back in. So we fill that in with beautiful light blue and white light. Again, wishing our legs remain strong to carry us forwards. And now I'm getting a nudge to go to the knees. You can remain here for a little bit longer. And of course, if you have an injury anywhere, you would heal that too. So now the knees. You move over a little bit so I'm right in the middle. Now, why don't you sense, see if you can sense. So you're scanning here. Do the knees feel the same? If you have a knee injury, they will not feel the same. For instance, this is my bad knee and it feels a little more flat or dull or heavier than this one. And that is because I have a knee injury. So I'm going to take energy, that negative energy, and I'm just going to throw it out. Grabbing it like we do in ASMR, the plucking of that pain, of that heavy chi. And I need to do some with this leg as well so that it feels even. Not as much. And then we switch our intention to refilling in with energy. Positive chi, positive energy. And you can spiral as well. So I'm spiraling that energy in now. And as I'm doing this, I can feel different heat sensations. So it's a cooler energy going in here, and it is a warmer energy going in here, for me, that is. We thank the knee joints for working so hard, and we replenish the energy into them. Think about the knee joint itself. There will be cushioning fluid between the actual kneecap so that the bones don't rub on each other. I'm also thinking about those, and I'm thinking of the cells that make them up. And I'm asking the Reiki, or directing it into the fluid, so that each cell is puffed up and full of water and fluid, so that that cushioning remains nice and strong and plump. Now, let's seal those knees in a gold protective light. You can do this around your chakras and any part of your body. I'm not doing the same thing everywhere because I'm showing you lots of different ways, okay? Lots of different ways to work. And then I'm going to place my hands on my knees to indicate that I've finished there. Take a couple of breaths in now. And then let's travel up the thighs about an inch away towards the creases at our thighs. So I'm replenishing chi as I go up, thinking about the bones, the sinew. Any tired muscles, you can run it down the side of your thighs as well, the outside, and the glutes. You're thinking of all of those parts of the body, the veins, the meridians. And now we settle at the crease of our thighs. So you can either place your hands there or on the thighs or in the air around. So we're at the pelvis now. Now again, both of these sides of your body may feel different if you can feel it. For me, it's this side. It is all of my right side that needs more attention. And that is because, I'm going to take stuff out now. That is because I am right-handed. I lead and do everything with my right side. So it has more wear and tear. And mine might have more wear and tear than many of yours because I am a gardener by trade. So I am physically working hard. I'm carrying big loads. I used to work in treetops with chainsaws. So the vibrations have basically damaged my right arm, shoulder, hip and knee. Now I want to take energy out from around the back of me as well. So I'm doing that, but I'm going to show you something different. I'm going to ask my guide to step forward, the most appropriate member of my team, and I put those in speech marks. And I'm going to take some heavy energy out. And I'm going to ask him to place his hand, and I'm going to put it in his hand, this chi, this heavy energy. I've released it, and I'm going to ask him to take it off planet. I'm going to take some more out. Thank you. And then, even though this is my worst side, I feel I need to do the same with the other so that it feels even. Bring that to my guide. Okay, thank you. I'm going to put my hands on me here, right at the back of my sort of hips, lower back, where all of those muscles crisscross around us. We've also got all the organs within us. And you can just sit there, you can put your hands off your body. I'm going to put it on my body. So even though I can't feel the chi, I know that it is happening with intent. And take a couple of breaths in. Or if you know that you have got things inside you that aren't working correctly at this area, just think of those things now. I know other people who actually like to look at photographs of the healthy organs that are not working correctly in their body. I did hear a story from an elderly gentleman who's passed on now, who said that he was having liver failure. The doctors said tomorrow he would need to have an operation, so he asked for a healthy picture of a liver. They brought him a doctor's textbook, and he spent the night in bed with that picture open, focusing and looking at that healthy liver, wishing, hoping. They did the tests again in the morning and the liver was good, so he did not need the operation. So mind over matter does work in some cases, not in all, and I have to give that as a health and safety. If I said Reiki was the answer for everything, I would be incorrect. If you are taking medicine, the Reiki will help the medicine to work better within you. Always listen to your doctors. Get a second opinion from another doctor if you are unsure. Okay, so I'm going to fill in some energy around the front of the pelvis again. You will find that your intuition tells you where to go. My hands tend to be here, but your hands might be out here. And you might want to fluctuate them because different parts of your aura will need healing. The different layers of your aura correspond to age. So if something happened in childhood, it might be out here in your aura. If something happened yesterday, it might be here, etc., etc. We're filling in with those colours of white and blue. If you are seeing other colours in your mind, that is okay. Work with them. I'm sensing that my energy is now declining, that is coming out of my hands. So I'm going to thank all of those bits within me for their hard work. I'm going to move up to my rib cage, to the diaphragm, where the solar plexus is. And I'm just going to place my hands here. Being comfortable, making sure that you're not straining like I just was then, because that energy would only go into those tense shoulders and it wouldn't come down to here. If you are struggling to feel the energy or know if it is happening, you can visualize it as well. So you can visualize Reiki energy coming up through the earth into your root chakra, up your chakra line, to your heart or your throat, where it splits and comes down your arms and out of your hands. Open your hand chakras if you need to. Right there. Pull that energy out, throw it away. And you can use that visualization either coming up from the earth, or if you want it straight from the omnipresent, from the angels, you can imagine it coming down to your heart and then splitting and coming down and out of your hands. If you only have 5 minutes, then I suggest that this is the area to work on. The solar plexus works in conjunction and for all of these other energy centers. So do you think anything needs to come out of this solar plexus, any heavy energy? If so, start pulling, and this time I want you to blow and cleanse, transmute that negative energy into positive by blowing. You can flick it off as well. Pulling that heavier chi, it feels a bit like molasses or like chewing gum. You can something needs to come out of me there. And now I'm going to fill in. If you want to direct the energy into one place, if you place your hands in a little triangle, you might feel that the energy coming out of your hands feels stronger as you've done that. You are directing it into a smaller place than if you did that. Filling in, I'm being shown bright yellow light as well as the light blue and white, so I'm going with those colours, whatever colours you are seeing. Now we're not working with Reiki symbols here because not everyone who watches this video will be attuned to them or know what they are. So we're just doing general hands-on, hands-off healing. Now I'm sensing that I need to work on this area but at the back. So again, placing my hands on the back of me. But if you struggle to reach around, then just place them here and think about the back of your chakra there. You can ask your guides to help by removing anything. You can ask for a power word for you. You might even get a couple. Now I feel I need to move my hands out a bit, so I'm just moving them slightly. I'm also still thinking about the areas around the solar plexus, the liver, the stomach. I'm also thinking of the reproductive organs because my hands are stretching down to the sacral as well. We're not really working on chakras in this, but if you know about them, you can use them. And we thank all of those organs for working and continuing to work in the best possible way. We ask the Reiki to seek out any imbalances. I'm being drawn to the hips again, but this time it is just to bounce the energy between your hands, like that, like a ping pong ball. And you can regulate, balance, you can say, balance, regulate. And if it is too fast, it means a chakra is overactive. If it is too slow, it means it is underactive. But let's just regulate. Boing, 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 boing. And then let's imagine that energy moving in an infinity symbol. I'm going to have to get a drink. Rushing around that pelvis, crossing in the middle. So like that. That's because I missed that part out. Okay, thank you guys. And let's seal that in with white and blue light. Take a couple of breaths in. Now we're moving up to the heart center. So the heart chakra is here. Your heart should be here. But you can work outside the body or you can work on yourself. I'm going to work in the aura. This is the emotional center. Excuse me. So my throat chakra is already playing up, indicating that I need healing there. So I will get to that, guides. Thank you. So just scan your heart. Do you think anything needs to come out? If so, we can start pulling. If you've got a trash can near you, you can flick it into the trash can. And you can bag that trash up afterwards and take it out. You might feel yourself moving around the whole heart area and the breast area. Might be further out in the aura like mine is. Okay. Now when we get to here, we have the lungs, don't we? We also have the breasts, okay? Men and women have breasts. So you're thinking about all of those areas. You might also be thinking about that part of the spine if you get pain there. I would suggest that you just work here. Some of the Reiki books show people like that or like that, but that will strain my shoulders, so I'm going to work here. I'm now going to fill that in. Remember, you can visualize the chi coming down from the heavens or up from the earth, up or down the chakra line to split at your shoulders and come out of your hands. You can push energy in like that. And you can think of beautiful green or pink colours that we know the chakras are, but if you are given another colour, work with that. Gold is also protective. Thank you, heart. Thank you for feeling. Thank you for giving. Thank you for beating. Thank you for keeping me going. sending replenishing chi into the breast area and the lungs. Pure white energy into the lungs. Now imagine the lungs like a tree. The base would be here and here. The esophagus would be the trunk, and then they would branch out, looking like trees in winter without their leaves on. White, white light. My hands are having to move out a little bit, and I know exactly why that is, because I developed asthma after a very bad influenza bout, probably about 17 or 18 years ago. The asthma has receded now, but I have moved out in my aura. It's also working on the heartbreak because I lost someone very, very dear to me in suicide. So that area, I know that area is still being healed. Even though I have come to terms with it, it still has left an imprint on me. So thank you for healing those areas of my life. If you are Reiki attuned, you can use the distant healing Honjadze Shoten symbol. If you are Celtic Reiki attuned, you can use the yew tree Ogham. You can also use Zonar if you are Angelic Reiki or Egyptian Reiki Seiken tuned, and you will know symbols if you are Reiki healers. Okay, so I'm just going to seal that in gold now. I'm going to ask the guides to place it all around me. I'm going to ask the guides now as we get to our shoulder area to place their hands on the back like that. And I'm going to lift my hands up. Now I can already feel something in my throat that needs to come out. And remember, your throat goes from about here to about the higher heart, this whole area. Now I want you to take stuff, those weights off your shoulders, just take them and drop them. If you feel you've got a whole backpack on, take that backpack off. Go and put it by the door in your mind. Let's brush the energy down, Japanese dry brushing, taking it down our arms and out of our hands. Now about 2-3 inches away, no further. You can go like that down your back, or you can just ask your guides to just cleanse your back now. And if you're working on your shoulders particularly, just place your hands there or slightly off the body. And if you want to put your hands around in front of your actual throat, now you might need to move out a little bit for the throat because you might feel, I can feel pressure there, and my hands need to be about there. So that far away. Still taking things out. And replenishing with that light blue and white light, helping me to give balanced responses to whatever is said to me, helping me to think before I jump in with a retort, helping me to give measured responses, helping me with my creativity. Thank you, voice box, for working. And there are so many parts that make up our voice box. And when we talk, we use muscles down here. I realised that after having a ruptured colon, because I could not talk louder than a whisper because it hurt. So your muscles for talking comes out of the voice box, but also it reverberates with other parts of the body. Imagining sending that beautiful chi into you, that balancing, replenishing Reiki or energy. Just drop your neck down, give it a little roll, loosen it up a bit. You can place your hands on your neck like this as well. And breathe in and out. When you sigh out, you make space for that positive energy. Now, if we want to do the arms, you can just hover about an inch and send that replenishing energy, visualizing the bones and the joints of the shoulders, the veins, the flesh, the muscle, the sinew. You can hold your own elbows, visualizing the cushioning in between and the elbow joints. And then you can continue. You could do your hands like that. You could just work on one hand at the same time, at different times rather, visualizing all of those fingers and the joints. Mine are very arthritic, especially that finger and my little finger now. And I'm just going to blast this with light, replenishing light. And now I'm just going to swap to the other hand. You may notice that you feel energy stronger out of one hand than the other. If you are right-handed, you will feel it more strongly coming out of the right hand, and if you are left-handed, you will feel it more strongly out of the left hand. That is normal. I would use the weaker hand to remove and the stronger hand as your main healing hand. Here's where we get that nice movement, isn't it, for ASMR. Perhaps I'll do something like that. I'll do a Tai Chi one. I'm going to move back a little bit so that you can see my head and face. Okay, so this is the area I needed in now. Just play. I don't like to put my hands on people's faces because I find they get very hot But if that's what you wish to do, that is fine. I tend to just do it here. Does anything need to come out? Is there thoughts racing round your head that are upsetting that you can't switch off from? Take it out. And we absorb a lot. All those billboards you drive down past, you can't help looking at them. That will be somewhere within your head, your third eye. Emotional problems may also be in the head. I'm not saying that people are, you know, mentally ill. I don't think that's the correct PC phrase. You know, it's just that if we've got heart issues, I mean emotional issues, breakups and things, we can't stop thinking about them either. So it is in the head too, as well as the heart. Remember the back of your head as well. And the crown. The crown is the trusting area. It is where the messages from your guides and your higher self come in. It is a trust issue here. This is an intuition. And I'm now going to replenish the chi. I'm just going to send beautiful, beautiful white and blue light If you cannot raise your arms and shoulders, work here and think about directing it to your head. You could also imagine that Reiki light either coming from earth or heaven and just staying in your head. Obliterating, disintegrating any of that heavy energy. Sigh in and blow out. Thanking your brain for working, the nerves for carrying the messages, and you can hold your hands right above you and give yourself a Reiki shower as well. Asking for the messages from your higher self, your guides, your angels, your ancestors to work properly and for you to understand them, to help with your intuition. If you are doing this before bed and you suffer from bad dreams, asking to have quiet, calm dream time. Relax, relax. Thinking, nobody wants anything from me at the moment. Nobody needs anything from me at the moment. Take a breath in and breathe out. If you are unsure if you have done enough and you don't trust your intuition, you can ask a pendulum. As a guide, each hand position should be about 3 to 4 minutes. But if you feel the energy subsiding, then you will know when that is enough. Okay. Now, gradually sealing in that whole head area with golden energy, sealing it off with a chokeray if you know that symbol or whatever symbols you're choosing to work with. And just shake your hands out. And now we're going to do a body scan. I should have done this at the beginning as well. I always do it at the beginning and the end, but sometimes I forget. So this is a good test. You can feel the different areas of you, and you might feel a heavy chi, and you know that you need to go back there now. If you've done this at the beginning, then you will notice the areas that feel different. Don't worry if you can't feel it at the moment, keep practicing. Mine all feels even now. If yours feels uneven, just go to that place, take it out. It won't take long because you've already done your healing, and then replace. Give you a few minutes to replace that energy. I can still feel my throat is a little bit funny, so I'm going to just spiral in light. And sealing that in. I'm just sealing in all the chakras now. I didn't really open them, but I feel that I want to end this energy healing. This is root chakra. Don't put your hands on your crutch. Your knees are sufficient. Okay, now we're going to ground again. I want you to send those roots out of either your shoulders, your waist, your root chakra, or your feet, or all of those places. And let's reiterate those roots, grow them down into the ground below you, and root them into a crystal at the center of the earth, all the way down, down, down. And those roots wrap around that stone, whatever colour you're seeing. It might be the same ones you saw at the beginning, it might be a different one. Let's place our hands into gasho or prayer position. Some people do it like that, I do it like that. And I want you to thank your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your healing animals, and the Reiki. And then I like to finish by doing a Tai Chi like that. Then that is my signal that I have finished. Take a couple of breaths in. You might want to tingles through the aura. Just, whoo, I got shivers then. And know that you have just given yourself a self-healing. Even if you couldn't feel yourself doing it, the intention was there. So I want you to come back and use this video. Use it to work on yourself. You can just lie there and listen to me and set the intention at the beginning that I am working on you. Use your imagination. This is how we work. It's our imagination. We all think of different ideas. Quite often, at the end of a Reiki course, a student will work on me and I think, oh, I wish I'd thought of that idea, because it was really good. We've all got different ways of doing things. So I hope now that I've showed you a few different ways and that you can take charge of your own healing. You're not just being passive and saying, oh, I hope I get better. You're doing something. So it gives you a little bit of control back if you feel symptoms and illnesses, or just the day's grind is getting you down and you're running to catch up all the time. Just have this little hour's video and recoup yourself. If you do not want to do all the hand positions, and you want to lie down and listen to this, just lie down and just place your hands at your solar plexus or at your heart. So thank you for watching. I hope this has inspired you to take your own work and healing into your hands. If you would like to learn how to get further into healing yourself and other people as well, please send me an email. I'm always available for online lessons. They are great fun. We have meditations at the beginning of each one, and then we go on to instruction. We work on each other, so you will have healing from me, I will have healing from you. And even though it is exactly the same that is in the Reiki courses, Celtic Reiki, Angelic Reiki, Oceanic Reiki, Egyptian Reiki, and Crystal Reiki will be coming soon. It is tailored to you and your learning. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. We're going to do the countdown. I will come up and place my hands on your shoulders. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.